Hi, my name is Dana Duarte, and welcome to Tripod Tries is Confused.
Hi, I'm Stacy Valadez.
And hello, my name is Carolina Hernandez. Today we're going to be diving into the topic of how AI is influencing art, both exciting possibilities and the serious concerns.
That's right, so let's start off with the positives. Stacy, would you like to start us off?
Of course, Dana. One of the biggest advantages AI art is that it's an enhancer. It gives creativity and accessibility to those who can't make art in different styles. For example, text to image, it generates images whether by the sentence you give it, you describe it, and you can describe different styles that you can do, different stuff, how you would wish something would look. So you have a visual, and then you can make it your own after that.
All right, and that resonates with me. By lowering barriers, meaning that you won't necessarily need as many years and decades to learn about the art and behind it, AI can open that door for you. As it said, that art isn't about being better, but about expression, intent, and connection. That also AI can speed up the image that you're wanting to, so artists can create something that was meant to be impossible.
Additionally, according to OUP Academic, there's data that shows that generative AI tools can increase creativity productivity. In one study, artists using text-to-image tools produce more, and their work was most likely to receive positive peer evaluation.
Yes, and beyond individual productivity, the idea of collaboration, AI as a partner rather than a replacement. The algorithm might generate a base image pattern or style that the human refines it, makes choices, injects emotion, and adds context. They can lead to hybrid work blends with machine generated and human sensibility.
These are all strong positives, of course. There are trade offs and there are also risks to this. So let's turn into the negative side. Dana?
Okay, so to start off, one major concern is around authenticity, originality, and what counts as art. Some critics say that AI generated art can lack personal touch, the human struggle, and the emotional depth that comes from human experience and imperfections. One blog lists a con: art, art loses a sense of personal touch and originality when generated by AI.
To build on that, the economics and labor angle. Skilled human artists feel threatened. Their styles mimic and they're undervalued. Recent articles point to artists experiencing stress considering leaving the field because AI models already distribute art industries.
Ownership and copyright issues are huge too. AR tools are trained to use to massive datasets of existing artworks, often without clearness, like something disformative happening. Um, who puts the ownership inside of those? That's a major problem. Um, who should be credited or who should be paid? One source of outlines, and there are a bunch that kind of deals with this.
There's a more subtle negative: overproduction, saturation, and diminishing return on novelty. When you create art in mass via AI, the uniqueness might decline, and viewers might become desensitized. One source states that AI generated art could lead to an overabundance of works, which risk saturating our sense and diluting the value of art. Oh.
Also, the bias and limitations of the tools themselves. AI models tend to replicate patterns found in training data, which might contain biases, gender, race, or geography. They might also struggle with certain elements like complex human anatomy, which produce uncanny or flawed results.
So, summarizing on the plus side, AI can democratize creativity, speed up workflows, and also generate new possibilities. But on the minus side, there are authenticity concerns of labor, ownership issues, oversaturation risk, technical and ethical limitations.
Exactly. Let's add some nuance. It's not exactly good versus bad. Rather, it depends on how the tool is being used and by who and for what the purpose and like what are the conditions. For example, if an artist uses an AI tool as one component in their creative process, like to generate ideas or to just like help inspire, then human vision still leads because they're still creating art by themselves. They're just using it as like a draft or something. Um, that's more likely to yield positive outcomes. But if someone uses AI to fully replace the human's vision, or worse, use it to mimic others' art, style without concept, the negative become more pronounced.
Um, the point is key. The study I mentioned earlier found that artists who successfully explore novel ideas and apply filtered and human judgment to AI workflow benefit the most. OUP academics, it's just not AI generated art and we're done. It's about human plus machine collaboration, and the human's choice still matters.
And from the rights and the ethics side, if AI tools are going to be used for for art creation, we may need frameworks and transparency. Did AI create or did it assist it? For fair compensation for consent of original creators whose works were used for trained to models. One survey of around 450-ish artists, they found that they believe the creators should disclose that the art is used for AI training, and they are concerned about who profits this type of art.
To finish off, let's speculate briefly on the future. If AI continues to improve, we might see entirely new forms of art where AI is embedded from the start as a medium rather than just a tool. But that also means that the definition of artist might shift. The value markets the value markets might shift and the training of new artists might change. The question will be, will humans' creativity remain distinct and valued, or will we just accept machine driven authenticity as normal?
And from an industry perspective, the business model may change. If AI can produce visual content extremely cheaply, what happens to mid level commercial artists who used to rely on commissions? Will they need to pivot to roles emphasizing concept, human interactions, unique visions rather than execution?
Also, viewers' role might shift. If everyone can produce art so easily, we might become more selective or we might be more fatigued. The emotional impact of art might require new forms of human machine collaboration to stay meaningful.
So, in closing, AI in art is a powerful force. It presents exciting opportunities for innovation and inclusivity, also serious challenges around authenticity, labor, ownership, value, and human dimension of art. The key will be how we integrate AI, not whether.
Thanks everyone for joining our discussion. We hope it's giving you some food for thought.
Until next time on Tripod Thrice as Confused, keep creating, keep questioning, and keep imagining.
And for our sources, we have it in Defense of AIR by Craig Bohaman, The Benefits of Downfall of AI and Art, Grace College, Art Art Smart AI AI, um, the London Business School / Stanford Insight on when AI generate art enters the market, GSB Stanford EDU, the pros and cons of AI art, a blog, and AI impacts on artists, Loyal Marymount Magazine. What is an AI art generator? Tech Republic, Foreign Ground Artist Opportunity, a survey study on transparency, ownership, and fairness in AI generated art, ARXIV.